Hi.
Oh, hey,
Oh
babe.
my God. So, my apologies. It was my birthday last night and I had a little bit more champagne than I should have. So, I'm in my robe, I'm having my coffee, and I'm here.
You're here. Happy birthday, boo boo. What is this,
Thank
25?
you.
The big
What's that?
25? Is this the big 25?
The big 25.
Same,
Yeah.
same.
Hallelujah.
I know. It's incredible. Incredible.
Totally.
I love
I'm
it.
just going to keep turning. Actually, 27. I'm just going to keep
27
turning
is better.
27.
You're right. 25 was
Yeah.
garbage fire. I don't think
25 was a
we
little
get,
brutal.
yeah, I don't,
27,
we can't go back. We can't go back.
no, 27 and like 32 was great. So
Yeah.
I'll just be 27.
Forget forever
We'll
21.
just
We're forever 27 in this bitch. Hey,
Yeah.
Melissa.
Great.
How are you, boo boo?
Hello. Yeah,
So
it says
funny
Janine on
story,
there. That's
Melissa, we thought she was a generator and then we thought she was a projector. And now she found out her birthday again and is really a generator. She said for real this time. And she's a little bitter about it because now she wants to be a projector.
yeah. Yeah, the funny thing is that I saw something in the literature that said that projectors often think they are generators. So I
That's
thought that
true.
was funny.
That's true. We get fucked up in the game. And yeah, like because we're so prone to conditioning with so many open centers, yeah, we end up being like super generators because we not only take on the energy of the generators, we amplify it. So it's like I've heard Ross say there's nothing more busy than a conditioned projector. It is so
What
funny.
is a conditioned projector?
Like just the way that we're raised, I feel like the world was built by and for generators, but really it's for manifestors because, up until the 1700s, it was just generators and manifestors. But like our parents condition, I think most of us to be manifestors or maybe manifesting generators because they want you to go out there and do things and initiate and get yourself out there and all of that. And that's not really the projector vibe. So it's like you grow up, that's how you receive love is when you accomplish things and you work hard and you do stuff, which are both kind of Jenny and Manny Jen traits. So that's what I mean. Like, that's what we learn essentially we learned that we got love and appreciation when we initiated and started things and got shit done. And so we'll just keep doing it. So we'll just
Yeah.
keep doing it. What's up, Karina? Two Karinas. Karina one and Karina two. Karina one and Karina two. Um, hold on. Yeah, I don't know if it's done.
Yeah, I know sometimes it's helpful for me to be on my phone and the computer, and then you'll see like two of me in the meeting.
Oh, just in case. Okay, no, that makes sense.
Oh, that's what it looks like she's doing.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's start with some wins. Also, no, let's start with Amanda. Introduce yourself briefly, because you haven't seen the girls before. Just tell us who you are, what you're about, what you're looking forward to creating, the normal.
Um, so my name is Amanda. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm happy to be here. I am new in the group, obviously. I am a professional singer and I'm also a coach mentor for women. I'm all about empowering women to be financially free. I'm all about helping them create what I call the ultra persona. And it's really about creating and not manifesting, but creating a future that's so compelling that you're so excited to get there. And it's speaking on stage, it's singing on stage, it's going online, it's creating the business, it's doing all the things. Um, and I'm just getting my offer together right now. I'm excited to finally get unstuck because I am a big time tweaker and not in the drug sense. I
That
like to tweak
better.
and tweak and tweak and tweak all over the place. And me and Chat go way back with that. And I'm done. So I hired Amanda to help me stop doing that. And I called myself out the other day in email. I was like, help me, I'm stuck in chat again. So this is why I'm here. So I can finally put what I love to do and what I love to help women with out into the world and just it be messy, not perfect, whatever, and just put
Yeah.
it out there
Yeah.
and get to 40K by the end of this year.
Fuck yeah.
So a month.
Chat is
Yeah.
great, but he can only get you so far because sometimes it just gets like crazy in there. And I'm like, dude, and then I'll be like, I told you not to agree with everything I say. So I need you to like
Yeah.
tell me on this. And he's like, yeah, that's a great idea. I'm like, no, I need you to tell me, like, does this
Yeah.
make
Like
sense?
telling me about this. Like don't get yeah, so I just spiral. So I'm just done spiraling. And I'm sorry that I'm in my robe and my coffee right now, but it was my birthday last night and I'm slightly hungover. There was way too much champagne, but I'm here. I
You're
made
still
it.
here.
I'm
I
still
love
here.
it.
So I'm
I
so
love
happy to be
it.
here. Nice meeting everybody.
Woo! Yay! I'm so glad you're here. Okay, well, why don't you two girls just say hey to Amanda and like what you're all about, just so everybody can know each other. So we're all friends here.
Hello. I don't know who's
Hi.
going first.
You go.
You
You
go
are
first.
I'm in my car right now. Picked up my matcha. I was like,
nice.
I'm also on E right now too. I'm like that full moon last night. I was releasing so much, so I'm like I feel like hungover, but spiritually.
Seriously. That counts. It counts.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Karina. I'm a confidence coach for women. I help women feel magnetic and sexy, safe, and seen in their own skin. I've been on this entrepreneur journey for 2 years now. I also hired Amanda back in end of February because I was tired of doing all this shit alone and tired of working with all these other coaches who told me to hustle harder. And I'm just like, I'm tired of hustling. I'm like, I'm ready to find something that works for me and not a copy and cookie cutter sheet program. So, yep. So I'm here doing the damn thing. I have a free Skool community right now, but hopefully transitioning to a paid membership. And I'm looking to attract one-on-one clients right now.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
We bout that life. We bout that
Yeah.
life. Thank you, Karina. What's up, Melissa? Looking at you.
Hey y'all. So nice to meet you, Amanda. And I think Karina, I've met you before. Um, uh, so I am an autonomy strategist. I help people with building a foundation for themselves with themselves, and then building significant relationships on top of that while navigating in the polyamory and BDSM communities. Um, and I come from a background of healing personality disorder. So that's part of my niche. And I also have a free community right now, and I am working on my lead magnet as I have been like all week. Um, I'm excited because I'm almost done. And like my goal is to put it out today and attract my high ticket one-on-one clients, and then, build from there, uh, going through the modules, because I know it's like high ticket. And then eventually I'll get to, other paid offers, the lower offers, and then a paid community. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm so glad you ladies are here and we're all together. So I kind of know what everybody is looking for support with. I've been doing a lot of like research on Skool and what's working since I started my Skool over like a year and a half ago. They've made a lot of changes to make it, I guess, more accessible and like just adding features to the platform. So I just wanted to like big picture zoom out. The vision is, and I don't know if y'all know this, but Skool has the number one best conversion rate out of all of the platforms like ClickFunnels, Go High Level, what like websites, like they've done studies on this. Not like obviously I don't think we have all the data from all of these platforms, but specifically like I know a number of creators or Skool community creators on here who've come from other platforms like Patreon, Go High Level, even like Facebook groups, websites, and they transition to essentially and every single successful school community has all of these things. Number one is a traffic source. So this could be TikTok, especially TikTok Live is really great for this. I built my whole platform going live. I don't think it's a sustainable thing long term, but it works when you need it to. But TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, a website, maybe you have an email list, you send traffic to your school community about page, you build your school community. And if you don't have a proven offer, typically what I've seen work and from my research, you start with a free school community around something that you're passionate about. That's really the only prerequisite is like you're not doing something because you think it could be successful or because it's hot or because it's a trend and everybody's talking about AI. So I'm going to do AI. Like, no, because there's somebody out there doing AI that is passionate about it and they're going to beat you every single time. They're going to be more magnetic. They're going to be more passionate and they're going to stick with it after when you would probably give up after a year because you don't even love AI. That's just an example. But you start a community, a free community around something you're passionate about. You want to get like 10 go hard members, like 10 members who are returning to the community consistently. They're engaging, they're building those connections. And it might take 100, 200, 300 members to get these 10 diehards, but they become the lifeblood of the community. And because now you created this community, even though it's free, now you have this pool of people who all have problems because we all have problems. We all do. And they will tell you what they need and what they need help with. And you can start charging from there. And I think, I don't know, it's hard to say what I would have done if they had all the features when I first started, but they call it freemium and it beats high ticket and low ticket every single time. So you have a free community and then you have paid offers inside that allow you to sell high ticket, low ticket, one-time offers. And it just gives you all the intel you need to know what your offer should even be because essentially you start then learn, don't learn then start. Like we're essentially before you start bringing some people through the program, it's an educated guess. You're just like, I think this is cool. I think people would like this. Like, I know I'm into it. Like, why don't we just talk about this? And you have an idea, like you at least know what you're passionate about. Usually it's something that's staring us right in front of the face and we're like, oh no, that won't work. That nobody's doing it. I don't see anybody else talking about this. Like, I don't know if you're logically trying to make a decision about what to talk about based on what you've seen other people do. And in fact, that's irrelevant. So you have a freemium community. You get your 10 first, you get your first 3 members, then you get your 10 regulars, and then you start making 5, 10K a month, and then it just goes up from there all the way. There's one girl I know who's making 111 right now. I'm going to see her next month in Berlin. But the only prerequisites for you to be successful here are number one, you're passionate about it. And number two, you're willing to show up and talk about this thing day in and day out. For like, what's the thing that you would talk about for 2 years without making a single dollar? Now, I'm not saying it's going to take you 2 years to make a dollar. There's no way that, like, I've never seen it take that long, but that you would be willing to because this is just what you do, because you go here. This is what you do. And if you have those things, there's no way you fail. There's no way you fail. We're here to make it simple and turn what you love into what you get paid for, into your full-time gig. So you can do whatever fuck you want and come visit me in Croatia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Paris.
In Paris. All right, I did. I'm down for Paris. I'm down for Paris. Anywhere you want to go, boo. That's where we go. That's where we
I'm
go.
down for Paris. I've never been to Paris, but I just can't stop dreaming about it. Like, I don't know what's going on with Paris, but we're all going to Paris, okay?
In the fall, though, because in the summer it's just so hot. So hot.
Yeah, yeah, like October or I think
Yeah.
September, October. I think is that those are the months to go. Anyways, sorry.
And I don't even need a man to go. I'll just go with you ladies.
Yeah.
There. Okay, so who wants to start? Who has a question? What do we want to cover?
Um, I can go if you want.
Let's do it.
I just I just want to make sure that what I don't even know what I want to make sure of because I am a total perfectionist. I'm just calling myself out and I have no idea what's going to work and I have to let that go. I'm going to let that go because I don't know. Um, but I did the market research, the prompt one, and it came out pretty good. Um, it's experienced women entrepreneurs, coaches, creatives, and service providers. Hi,
Mm,
Mom. Um, who have created success, but they feel like they're only using 40% of their magic. They're ready to reinvent themselves and fully embody their brand and create multiple streams of revenue. Amanda, I'm going to borrow model the school thing that you're teaching us because I think that's a really powerful thing for a lot of women. Um, and my whole thing is like empowering women to be financially sovereign so they can go out and get on a first class flight to Paris if they want to and bring their dog and
yeah,
have their dogs them in the chair
yeah,
or their kid or whatever it is, or they can get out of a bad situation and be like, whenever they want to,
yeah.
instead of
We have
having to put up
options.
with this. Yeah, you have options. So that's really what I'm going for. And I love the idea of giving them multiple streams of revenue, affiliate, membership, high ticket digital product. And
Yeah,
I know that world really, really well.
yeah,
Even like with
yeah,
physical products too. Shopify, I remember I told you I had a really successful Shopify store um, back in 2016 to 2018. Um, Girl, I was making like ridiculous money with that. So, not to say that I would want to, show people how to drop ship, but it's just the idea of showing them how to create multiple streams of revenue is what
yeah,
it's really about. And Ultra persona is creating their identity around that person. So
yeah,
so what I found is when being a singer, when you get on stage, you can't bring you with you. You have to bring the woman that can command the stage,
yeah,
and you're in the present moment so much so that you forget all of your rejections and your self-doubt. You totally don't even bring that on stage.
yeah.
And
Can't.
that future you is so compelling and so rock star and so dynamic and so rad that you are just having the time of your life and you cannot wait to get on stage and you can't wait to sing the next song and you can't wait to interact with the audience. And that's what I want to teach them to do with their own future. And that's what the ultra persona actually is. So you create such a compelling future that you can't wait to get there and
Yeah,
you'll do anything to get there. So
yeah,
that's what it's really about. Um, and I was going to go after like, CEOs and things like that, but I don't know that world well. I know like online better,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Women that have already had success, they're not victims, they're not sitting there like day one. They're on day 500 and they just want to feel more expressed and more authentic and more excited about what they're doing
yeah.
and then create like three or more streams of revenue. That's
So
what it's really about.
one thing that I've been thinking about in regards to this is thank you for sharing all that. And it's clear this is something you're passionate about, you care about. This is your world, this is where you go here, and those are all prerequisites. I feel like if we're getting caught up in the offer creation, we might be putting the cart in front of the horse and instead starting with like the free school community or freemium to a certain number of members so that we're building it around ultra persona or what we know about ultra persona up until now. And we start getting the women in there and building it along the way. Because what I don't want to do is have too many different offers because it just confuses you, confuses your audience, and then it exponentially increases the amount of content you need to make to clearly
Yeah.
communicate what's for sale, which is what we don't want to do. What we do want to do right away, especially with TikTok, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen to TikTok. They come up with this every few months. So, like, I don't know, but I do know we need to be in charge of our audience and need somewhere to start sending people right away, just in case. And I
Yeah.
know this is, I don't know if this is hard for you to hear, but you're so passionate about ultra persona. Like this is means everything to you. There's no way you're going to quit. And the best answers that I can give you, well, they're not even going to come from me. They're going to come from them. And they're going to be like, Amanda, I need your help with this. Please help me. I have this gig and I'm fucking terrified. Or I've been building this business for so long. I don't even know who I am anymore. Or what like
Yeah.
we need a place where we can continue that conversation that's not on TikTok, where everything has to be 30 seconds and you only have it so long. That and then also building the YouTube channel. I'm
Yeah,
I'm going back to YouTube, guys. Like, I'm not going back. I'll always love TikTok. We're gonna stay on TikTok, but I'm saying like long form content is where it's at. Long form content.
100%.
That's where you
Oh,
go.
and by the way, guys,
Yeah.
I'm going to offer this too. I'm working with a guy named Drew Hitchcock who does Ed Milet, Mel Robbins, and Dan Martell's YouTube. And because I work for a guy, I'm a social media director for a guy who wants to upgrade and get his YouTube going. But I'm getting all of the information from this guy because I'm working to build
Right.
Troy's stuff. So I'll pass it along to you guys because there's like scripts, there's relatable scripts that he's got. There's like I have so much stuff from him that I can just pass along to you guys. So if you want to build your YouTube channel, you can get the stuff from him from me for free. So I just
Let's
wanted to tell
do
you that.
that. And that's a great thing we can add to your community as well, because like we had
Oh
talked about
yeah,
the women in the online space. I agree. It doesn't have to be CEOs of like, on the board or whatever. I think online is great because it's exploding. Everybody has to be online. It's just the case these days.
yeah,
And that's also your wheelhouse. And in terms of multiple revenue streams, yeah, they can have a school, they can have a YouTube channel, they can create content, they can do ads. Like there's a million different ways to monetize that. And I just see your passion coming through. And I would like your projector. You thrive in premium offerings. Your energy is finite and precious, very precious. So whatever we can, yeah, I just don't want to dick around trying to perfect the offer and doing all these things that aren't going to have an immediate effect. Like the fastest way to do it is to just start our school with our North Star decision of like, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing. And then we just make it, really, you make it less bad over time. And I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself to make things perfect and you want it to be all of the things, and it will be, but not at the beginning.
for sure. And I'm, you know, obviously this is why I hired you and on this call because I really have to let that go. And I'm just going to apologize in advance if I, rehash things over and over again, but that's where my mind goes. Like I just do
That's
that.
what we're
I
here to
spin
do.
out all the
I'm
time.
not here to
Yeah.
tell you what to do. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing, and I want this is a four-way conversation.
So yeah, it'll be like persona brand identity, like signature story crafting, um like the voice and the confidence and the embodiment work. I'm going to teach them how to actually speak so they're not always going up in tone and they're using their tone correctly when they're speaking to people. Revenue through school, through their high ticket offers, through maybe even product development, whatever they're into, speaking gigs, all that stuff. Nervous system regulation and subconscious rewiring because that's my jam, along with attachment styles. And then the future self casting through daily rituals and integrating your ultra persona. That's what it's really all about. Like every single day, I want them to have a place to come where they're like, oh, yes, that's who I am. And just like hanging out with you girls or ladies, I feel like, oh, yeah, that's who I am. Like I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, I'm a business owner. You know what I mean? When you're around people that are creative and wanting to do it or in the game and doing it, you feel more like yourself. So
Yeah,
that's
you're
what I want to create
already
for them.
like, I am that bitch because I am. Because
Right.
you are.
That's right.
Because you
So
are.
what do I do? So I just do the rest of the, I don't want to take up too much time, but I
No, you're
just do the rest of the prompts and then start the
well,
school and then,
yeah, I would do. Hold on, I'm trying to show you, but my Wi-Fi is fucking annoying. Hmm. I would actually like you can do the rest of the prompts with what you have. I'm not worried about that at all. I know you want it to be perfect, but I already know that I already know that what you come up with is going to be perfect for our needs right now. And I would just say, yeah, we're making, that school setup sheet you guys have where it's got all the tabs on the bottom. There's one, it starts with North Star decision.
uh,
Like all we really need to start our school is like where are we going? What's our direction? And you have an abundance of that. And then because all of everything you just mentioned, first of all, that's a lot and we'll get there. And we're essentially just going to be adding those resources to the classroom over time in conversation.
Where's the North Star thing?
That's what I'm trying to pull up.
It's in winter.
So
It's
In
in
winter.
winter under school setup.
yeah.
School setup.
And you would ask me for that
Got
before
it.
It's
and
really
after thing.
helpful.
It's on that
Oh
sheet.
yeah, where's
Before and
that?
after is. I emailed you back a link. My fucking Wi-Fi. I think our Wi-Fi is just weird because we're in this apartment where there's like 6 people, but I hope and split.
I totally see it. I see it right now.
You see it? Okay.
I
So
got it, Amanda.
we
Yeah,
have, yeah, I feel like the reason you keep going around in circles with chat is because we're trying to make it perfect when in reality you have more than enough to get this thing going and to start bringing in members. And then that way you
Oh
and
my
I,
God, 100%.
yeah, like the problem is we have too many ideas, not enough follow through, and that's what makes us overwhelmed. Like you only get clarity. You like it's like when you're driving down the road at night and you have your headlights in front of you, like you don't see the entire path illuminated before you. You only see what's right in front of you, and yet you still get to your destination. Because if you're not acting on the things you already have, you're not going to get more. You're like clarity comes from taking,
Right.
yeah. So that's what I want to do. And then you and I can still meet next week, but I want you to get the school started in between and start getting that set up using your school setup sheet so that we can start mapping out the rest.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Got this. You
I'm
got
doing
this.
it.
That's
I
what I'm
got this.
for.
I got
I'll
this.
say, yeah, you got this. I relate to the perfectionism thing. And I didn't know that I was doing it. And I'm like, I can know all the answers to a test and take the test and still like jack it up because I was nervous about taking the test and I knew the answer. Like I've had teachers walk me through it afterwards and be like, I don't understand why you're getting
Right.
this wrong because I know
Right.
you know it.
Ah,
So it what helped me was going through the modules and like just reading through it because it was like because I've been doing my business. I started my business when I turned 30. I'm 34. I just turned 34 and I'm just now doing it because before I was like consuming, I was learning, then I was structuring, and then I was marketing, and it was like, but I wasn't doing it.
yeah.
So it was like so I would, it would be really helpful. I used to be on this team of other coaches, and every Monday or something, they, it was part of the program to meet with each other and have like like you pretend like you're a client for the person and then you do it for each other.
Like
And,
Yeah.
and it was really helpful. But I didn't realize that just doing it would have been helpful. Like, I love that quote that you have, Amanda, where you're like, you don't, you start by doing it. You don't like, you do it and then you start. You don't start by doing it.
you start, then learn. Don't learn, then start.
Yeah.
That's so
You
funny.
start, then
I was
learn.
talking
So,
to Casey about this yesterday and she wrote that down. That just, I have all these little quotes that circle back up after a little while. I forget about them.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the
That
same as
quote
you
is
guys.
gold.
If y'all think I didn't go in fucking circles with myself making courses and downloads and worksheets and all this shit before I started, you're fucking crazy. Like I did the same thing. It's not like I'm immune to
Yeah.
this, but that's,
Yeah.
that's why we're
Reading
talking.
through it was,
I was going
yeah.
through Google
Reading through it
Drive
was really
trying to do
helpful.
from some digital detox. I'm going through all my stuff and I'm finding courses and worksheets from I even forgot that I had made them. I had made so many things, but it doesn't. Seth Godin has this quote, or he wrote a whole book about it. Like it has to ship. Like the work doesn't count unless you ship it. Like the art, whatever you make, it doesn't count unless it ships. You don't know shit. You can
Yeah.
make as many things in the world, but if you don't put them out there, it doesn't mean anything. You're only like all of the ideas come from source, from the creator, whatever, your beliefs are. And you get an idea because you're meant to act on it. We're here to create. That's literally what we were born to do. And if you're creating in a vacuum, you're not really creating because that's not what you weren't here to just make it for you. Now that doesn't mean like I'll make things now for myself. Like that's how the DM assistant came about, is I was like, I'm so fucking tired of trying to figure this out like from scratch every time. So I made the DM assistant. And so like, but then I shipped it because it was like I made something for myself and it was applicable. And so that's one of the best ways to make things, but it's out there. So it counts because I put it out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to ship it. We're all
Yeah,
creative in our
that's what
own
I'm
way.
getting. What'd you say?
I said we're all creative in our own way. And yeah, you're here to create for your people to be of service, because you can't get to the next level until you put somebody else at the level you're at. So it's a spiritual law. Like you can't get to the more advanced stuff until you bring somebody up to where you are so you can move on. Like it's a constant cycle. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say about what Amanda said earlier, and this applies to all of you because I know you've all been successful in different endeavors before, which is awesome. You never lose anything. If you have made money before, like I know all of you have. So if you've ever been at 10, 20, 50, 100K months before, it like you never lose it. It never goes away. The fact that you were there once means you can be there again. And it's impossible to lose because energy is neither created nor destroyed. What really happens is like you're doing something, it was working, you got this certain result, and then you've been asking for more. You've been asking the creator for more. And so what he, she, they, the creator did is he took that away momentarily to create space inside of your vessel to open up and receive even more than what you had asked for, as long as you don't let it kill your desire. So the fact that you were there once means you can get there again, and even beyond, because it's still there. You don't see it necessarily, but you all know just because you see it doesn't mean it's not there. So use it as proof that it's coming back, but even greater, as long as you don't let it kill your desire. Because when nobody really loses except for when life beats them down, if they let it make them depressed, quit, give up. That's the only way that you fail. That's literally the only way you fail. The whole point of you losing something was to make your desire for what's really aligned even greater, so that you'll take that 1% of aligned action that's required to get there. Does that make sense?
I agree. Yep.
It's all still there. It's all still there. Like they say it all the time, like if a millionaire or billionaire were to lose everything, they could make it back and then some because they knew how to make the first amount. But then the people who just win the lottery and had it handed to them, 80% are broke again within 5 years because they never had to earn it. They didn't know how to manage the money they did have. Then they got all this money and now they act like they're rich because they think, oh, rich people go buy all these fancy cars and houses and boats and shit for their friends. Like, no, they don't. No, they don't. Not if
Yeah,
you
and they
think
didn't
that
they
way.
didn't build capacity to hold it,
Exactly.
like that's the other thing too. Like, you want to be able to call it in, but you also want to have the capacity and the identity to actually hold it
To hold it.
and yeah,
Because
and
otherwise,
expand
yeah,
upon it and scale.
right. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it'll just be
the
taken away
sheet,
again.
when I was going through the sheet, there was a point where I was like, oh, it said one of your questions was like, how's our day spent, and like, and how much time we're going to spend with clients and how does that look in the day. And it started getting me to think like, oh my gosh, yeah, like I'm going to spend an hour with a client, and then what kind of care am I going to need after that? Like, what can I do with that energy afterwards, then to be able to still do the work I need to do to generate more people?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Like the aftercare is so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to make some more resources for you guys. I was thinking of doing some like EFT tapping scripts and stuff for like before sales calls, but then also like self-care for post call. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Awesome.
See, this is what I mean. You guys are giving me all of the content and course and training materials I need to know. Like I could have just made this shit up, but like you guys probably wouldn't even care because you're like, I don't, this is cool, but what am I going to do with it, Amanda? Now it's like when it comes from you, you want it, it works. You know what I'm saying? So easy, so much easier.
Yeah, it feels really good. I'm able to flow more. Now I'm like, before, I think being a perfectionist with my stuff was like it was holding me back from just talking with a flow and relating like where I feel passionate. And so it feels really good to have the school and like to be encouraged to lean into just where it feels good and like so it's like, hey, I'm stuck on this, what do y'all think? And you had a prompt like that where you go to your audience and you're like, you do a poll and you're like, I'm stuck on this, what do you think? And you ask a poll, and that was really helpful, like changed my lead magnet.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, and it was
What
only two
happened to
people.
me? Two people responded?
Yeah, only two people out of like 40 people responded. And the 40 people are in a specific group for those topics.
Right.
So only two out of the 40 responded, but I changed my lead magnet because of it.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was in the exact same place. This was probably over a year ago. I was in Mike's group, right? Mike Gowan's. And I'm like, so I'm trying to come up with this lead magnet idea. Like, what should it be about or whatever? He's like, did you ask your community? And I was like, no. He was like, well, why don't you ask them? And so I did. And that's what kind of started pointing me more towards human design because everybody wanted the human design one. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe I should talk
It
about that.
seems so obvious, right? It seems
Right.
like you should ask the community, but then you
Yeah.
don't. Like, yeah,
I'm like,
that's
no,
so
I
funny.
know sales and marketing. Sales and marketing make money. Nobody cares about your human design, Amanda. Turns out that Sam Ovens, the guy who created Skool, said, I was watching some of their training, which if you guys are not in the
Right.
schoolers community, it's free. And when you have a community, you get into it
Mm.
free, but they have some training in there. And he was talking about whenever he goes to an event, Sam is so funny. He said all these young entrepreneurs will come up to him and they're like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this or this or this. Like, what do you think? And he said, well, what do you want to do? And they're like, no, what I want to do isn't important. Like, what do you think is going to be successful? And he said, well, if you were to listen to your heart, what would you do? And they're like, I can't. And then they like finally get it. But it's like, if you don't feel it, there's no point anyways. Like that's the whole point of us building online businesses is to be able to be who you are, get paid for what you love. Like there's no other reason to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a guy, okay, there's a community, and then we'll go to someone else, but Poop Scoop Millionaire. This is a community that teaches people how to build a poop scooping business, making $60,000 a month. There's
Wait, School
another
Millionaire?
one, yeah, Poop Scoop Millionaire. There's another one called he teaches
Oh my God.
people how to get a better score on some video game. I don't know. Video games aren't my thing, but he's making like 11K a month. And then there's another one who he like just loves making 90s hip hop beats. It's called like beatbox or something. All he does is make YouTube videos of him making these beats. And he's making like 15, 20 grand a month just making beats. Like it could literally, there's a crochet one. I mean, there's one that helps people be better barbers. I mean, people are more lonely than ever. We're building a community to bring people together to do what we love. Like people can feel it. They can feel it.
Oh, that's the other thing. That's the other thing I really want to do too, is that I want to create an experience for these women. Like I want to invite them somewhere like a retreat, maybe a VIP day, maybe like a 3-day thing where there's breath work and nervous system regulation and like just a whole experience that they can come to so they can
Yeah.
feel energized and all the things, but also have that community because I know that more women now more than anything want an experience rather than just sitting on a one-on-one coaching call or whatever. They want to go somewhere and feel
Yeah.
something and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And step into their themselves instead of, you know, what
Taking
everybody does. It's just one-on-one coaching calls.
right. No, and
So
that's literally what we're here to do and what Skool is amazing at. So I mean, it's just yeah, it's the easiest way. You're bringing people together. You're providing at the beginning. You provide services. You do one-on-one coaching. You do done for you. You help them edit their videos, whatever your thing is, and then you just it evolves and you can do anything you want in there, honestly. Oh, I didn't ever start recording. Okay, what's up, Karina? You've been quiet.
Yes, yes. So I put some questions for you on Skool the other day. You did answer two of them, but you said you would answer the other two on this call. I think the other two were just about shifting my community to a paid 22 month community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I you said we would talk deeper on it though, so I was like, okay. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm leaning. That's where I'm leaning at right now. Right now, I have 16 women in the community. I had a call yesterday with a woman, not like necessarily a sales call, it was more like a school onboarding call because
Okay.
I told you I do those like mini ones.
Yeah.
And, it was nice and I connected with her and it looks like she's looking more for the community aspect of it. She's like, you could sit one on one and, go to therapy and do all this stuff, but community is really what I'm looking for right now. And I said, okay, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
that was like kind of like a sign from the universe where I'm like, okay, well, that's an even more confirmation to maybe start this. Like, I know I'm still in the beginning phases in TikTok, like, building those relationships, but I feel like my energy has been very magnetic lately, like with my content, with the comments. The DMs have been kind of like a hit or miss. Like some days are good and some days are like meh, but it's okay. But I don't know, I'm just feeling like more confident within myself to kind of just take this leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome.
Yeah. So tell me more about your motivation for wanting to switch to a paid.
honestly, I don't know. I just feel like people are wanting that community and I also crave community. I'm a Libra, I'm an extrovert. I'm like I crave community. I crave sisterhood myself. So I'm like in this season of my life right now where it's like I want to just connect with women who are also on this journey because I'm still doing the damn work myself. So it's really nice to help others on this journey. That's one reason. And number two is also because revenue. Maybe it's like a small starting point for the people who are not ready to invest in high ticket coaching. And three, I'm just really ready to just, I don't know, just connect and meet new people and just spread the word and help others.
So, I mean, you could, first of all, you ladies, anybody can do whatever they want to do. I want to support you no matter what, but is there any reason that you want to have a community and bring people together and feel called to share this work like that we can't, is there any reason you can't do that in a free community that has paid offers?
I'm doing it already with the free community. I think it's just because I'm ready to make some kind of revenue in my business. That's pretty much what it is too.
So we could make like it's the math, right? Like we could make, let's say we start with a $22 community. Maybe we get one or two or maybe five people in there and we're making what, like $100 a month. I'm not a math person, it's like girl math, but
Yeah, okay.
we could sell or we could get usually, I mean, that's just how it goes. You get more people in there when it's free and you can sell your one-on-one and we could sell low ticket offers. We could sell a $22 offer. I mean, we could sell anything we want to in there. And I've seen it work different ways, but typically like the people who succeed with a paid off the bat are ones who have an email list, like probably at least, I don't know, 1,000 people on there. They've got a pretty large following, like, and you don't need a large following to be successful in this because when you're selling high ticket, like premium offerings, like you don't need a bunch of people, but you do
Yeah,
need
yeah.
people who are interested in what you have. And like, I know that it's hard at the beginning when you have a smaller community and people aren't necessarily engaged. You think, oh, if I like switch to a paid, maybe people will be more engaged and at least I'll be making something.
Yeah.
And you're going to get less people in there because it's paid who are going to be,
Yeah, so I'm pretty gonna go down the same rabbit hole that I was going down last year, which is not good. Because this happened last year too, where I got this idea, and that's where I created a $27 course, and then it went kapooey. So
I
I'm
don't want to
like,
do that. I feel like your
yeah,
energy.
I don't want to do that either. I've been, like I said, I've been trying really hard in the DMs, but it's like the conversations only go so far, or it's actually people who are like, well, no, I'm actually doing really good. And I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. They're like, I just follow you because you're just inspiring and you keep me going. I'm like, okay, cool.
Huh. Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, maybe the content, if I may, can I chime in here?
Yeah.
Uh, Maybe the content isn't authority driven, and it's more if they're saying you're inspiring, you're not positioning yourself as an authority, you know?
Mhm.
Positioning yourself as somebody who's like, here's some inspiring stuff, but authoritative content is from a space of like, I'm the one. I'm the one that you're going to get this information from, and it's going to change your life. They're not going to come to you and say, oh, that's really inspiring. They're going to be like, I fucking need that, like yesterday.
Yeah. And that's what I get in the DMs too. Like, you tell me what I need to hear, Karina. Like, I know how to do the content. I know how to speak to people, but I'm like, what's missing here?
Yeah.
For me,
Like, I'll go ahead.
I had to, I'm noticing a little bit of that right now with my audience. And
Mhm.
I created a group specifically to funnel people into my Skool community, and 40 people joined overnight. There's nearly 50 people in there, but it's like I'm speaking to who I am now versus who I was before. And I that's where I'm thinking it is for me, is that I need to speak more towards who I was before, and like the pain that I was going through then, to find the urgency in someone who wants it right now and like is inspired by me at the same time.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Thank you
And
for
y'all
that.
give
Yeah.
me feedback, but that's
I,
just what I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you for that. Yeah, I've been, taking Amanda's advice since the last call, because she told me to be more, authentic and showing up as me online, current Karina, the Karina who's a mom, a coach, a wife, all this stuff, which, I've started to do, and it's, been helping. But I guess for me, it's just like I'm ready for it, and I'm just so tired, but I don't know.
I hear you too. This is not easy, you guys. Like, this is not for the faint of heart at all,
It's
you
not.
know?
Thank you for being vulnerable, Karina. And I can tell, and I've seen more of your storytelling content, like opening up more. And I love that. And I do feel like confidence coaching, it's like being confident is one thing, but it's what is possible for them now that they have this confidence. Because if we want to get out of the so inspiring space, we got to get into
Hmm.
what is this lack of confidence costing you? What are, like, not just the voices in your head or what you're hearing, but like, how is this impacting you at work, with your family, in your relationships? Like, what is the thing that they wake up to, like obsessing over and go to bed to every night? Because if we're just talking about being confident in your body and owning your space and speaking up, like those are all nice to haves. It's like we're selling them vegetables, and what they really want is a cupcake. They really just want
So,
the thing that's going
so
to get them.
speaking more So speaking more to the pain points or the dream outcome,
To
or
what it's
a little bit
costing
of
them.
both.
That it's so I went through the same thought process and landed on the same
Because
thing,
I'm like,
going through no going through the modules. It's like you have to tell them what costing them, like show them what. So the person that I was before, what was it costing me when I didn't have what I have right now?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of people aren't totally aware that they have a problem. They just know something doesn't feel good to them, but they're not totally aware that they've got a problem, and you need to point it out and then give them the solution. Obviously, you know that, but really
Yeah.
speaking to that pain point and then future casting for them is like it's everything. But because most people have no idea that they're missing out on all that stuff. They just know that something is off, you know?
They're in pain
Yeah.
and they have the symptom of this thing, but they don't really know what's causing it. And if we go
Right.
straight, like the symptom is what they're aware of. Like the problem is the underlying thing underneath it. And this can be hard at the beginning because you're like you have so many ideas and things that you're going through in your mind. But like, what's a good example? So I could just talk about human design. But like I'm like, oh, projectors, get stuck in their own head. They don't like they're just not doing anything because they're so overwhelmed. So you've been wanting to start this business for years and you keep putting it off and you're going in chat GPT circles because you don't have somebody that's holding you accountable to get these things. And you could have this whole business getting paid for what you love, making 10, 20, like 10K a month is just the beginning. So that's talking about the future state, that's talking about what's going on currently, and that's talking about the underlying problem. But if I were to just be educating all the time on like a generator strategy is to respond, or like you need to be excited or feel good in your skin, like that's more of a surface level problem that they don't see. They're not seeing what, like, they don't know what it's costing them. And so then they're coming back saying, this is so inspiring, this is so inspiring. But like, obviously there's a problem here. Obviously there's something going on if you're sitting here like watching this, but we have to be the ones to point out the cost. Like, what do they really want? And this is kind of what you and I were talking about at the beginning when you were making your offer. And I know confidence coaching is something you're passionate about and you're great at it. And you can talk about that all day, but we got to get underneath it to the.
Yeah, because my whole thing is feeling safe, sexy, and seen. That's like the whole thing. So it's like,
But why?
I
Why?
what?
Why is
Why? So
sexy?
they can start like posting on social media, so they can start speaking up at the meetings at work, so they could feel magnetic in their own skin, so they can start attracting different opportunities when they wake up. That's the why.
It's deeper than that though.
Well,
Without confidence, what else is really missing from your life? It's not just about posting online because that scares people. Most people, if they're not posting online, they're not doing it for a reason, right? So what's the underlying thing that's there that's really, really holding them back?
so
The
like all
fear,
the example,
the fear of judgment, the fear of being seen, the fear of being not good enough.
yeah,
That's
Right?
literally the pain point.
all those examples have stopped me from making money. Not only have they stopped me from making money, but they've stopped me from even knowing that somebody was bullying me in the corporate world, didn't know, had no idea. I had somebody else approach me like, "Are you okay?" And uh like I spoke up at meetings, but I was practicing and practicing making it perfect at like not posting on social media, not being authentic with myself and not
Mm-hmm.
having that confidence. And I'm going to therapy, like, how do I do these things? And the therapist is like, oh, you just seem like you need more confidence. Like that's a $60 with copay, $20 to $60 appointment for her to tell me I need confidence. So all of those examples are costing people something in some way, your audience something, and it's like pointing it out.
Right.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna just mess with ChatGPT and put those what I just said, because that's pretty much what I'm speaking to. Fear of being seen, fear of being judged, the fear of I'm not good enough, because those are the same exact pain points I went through in
Well,
my
those are the
journey.
Like
beliefs.
health.
Those are the fears. But what's the daily situation? Like, are you getting bullied at work and you don't even know? Like, people tell you, oh, you just need to
Yeah.
be confident. Like, what the fuck is that? I go to my therapist. I've been in therapy for years, and she says, oh, you just need to be more confident. Okay. Like, what? How do I do that?
But then what? Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It,
Yeah,
it,
like
So
what
you could
builds
be
the
like,
confidence.
so let me. This is an example, because
yeah.
so let's take body image for example. So you could be like, because a lot of the women in my community are Latinas, so you'd be like, oh, did your tia or your aunt ever tell you when you were younger that you had to wear the faja, lose 20 pounds, put all this skincare and makeup on just to feel beautiful in your own skin, like stuff like that?
There you go.
That's a really
Okay. Oh, so that's what
clear.
I've been speaking to. Okay, so I'm doing good. It's just I think it's just that I'm so like in this energy of like, hurry up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we all go through that and we all feel it. And also your audience can feel it. Like when you're able to come to things from a place of like relaxed excitement and expectation that this is going to work, you bring a whole different energy and intention to your content. When you're just doing it to serve, like because you're excited about it, because you're interested in it, because like you're here to, yeah, to be of service, it's a different energy. And I'm not saying I see desperation in your content, but that just from what you're saying right here, when we feel like that, it can't help but come across. So, and I know you're doing your dispensa meditations and you're doing the mindset. Some of this stuff is just time and market, but I do think there are opportunities to go deeper in the content. It's not just like, did your Tia tell you you were fat and you have to wear makeup, but like, so now you've spent your entire life taking care of everybody else. You like get bullied at work and you can't stop being, you didn't even know you were being bullied. You've been in therapy. You have been wanting to be able to take your family. It's like selling the vacation, not the plane flight. They don't care about confidence. They don't care
Okay.
about confidence coaching. They care about what are they going to get on the other side of this? What is
Yeah.
Okay.
the outcome that the cupcake? What's the cupcake? Confidence coaching is just the plane flight. Like they don't want to do nervous
Yeah.
system
Yeah.
regulation, tapping, or they don't care about any of that. That, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But like getting
Yeah.
the promotion at work, starting the business and feeling fucking good about it. Do you know that you have a mission to serve and you don't even know you can't even speak up in the meeting because you were told your
Yeah.
entire life to shut the fuck up, to blend in, to look pretty, to lose weight. Like you don't even know
Yep.
where their judgment ends and yours.
So yeah.
Yep.
So speaking more to what they're going through right now and then what they get afterwards when
They
they
get intangible
get to the end.
terms at work and
Okay.
relationships.
Okay. So
Like those are the big three:
okay.
wealth, relationship.
So so
Yeah.
I'll
Like,
speak more of that in the content then because that isn't something that I haven't been speaking. I've been so busy promoting the free course because I'm trying to grow that shit. So I'm like I've been focused on that so much. So I think that's where it is. Okay. Thank you for the clarity, guys. Thank you so much.
It
I'm over
will
here
fucking
like,
grow. It
what
will
the fuck
grow.
am
It
I
is
doing?
only a matter of time of you showing up and talking about the same thing over and over and over again before people start to see you and pay attention. And you don't even know who all's watching your shit right now. You don't know how many
Oh yeah.
planting.
I literally had I literally had a chick DM me the other day. She was like, Karina, you popped up on my For You page for the past 2 months, and I just now followed you. She said, because what you say every single time, she's like, I need to fucking hear that shit. She's like, something about you. She's like, I need to learn from you. I was like,
Look at
okay.
that. And a lot of the times, like
So,
this audience that you're building, this is like I say, a fair form of neutral income. Like it's only requires the right time, offer, leverage for them to buy. It is only a matter of time until they buy. And the better we get
okay.
at speaking to the pain, to who they want to be, to what it's costing them, to what they get on the other side is the cupcake, the faster
Mhm.
that's going to happen.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. And my last question is, so I guess I'm just gonna stick to the free school community, tweak the content a bit, and then I guess still do the free master classes inside, I guess, the school for now until I get more people.
I think so, because those are going to be the people that tell you what they really need help with, what you can
Okay.
yeah.
help them with.
Yeah. Cause
Okay.
like
Thank you.
those 40 people that I have in that group, turns out like they're the same 40 people that move with me. And I don't, some of them I don't even want to ask because it would cross a boundary of like friendship and client. Like I'm still working on that boundary. I'd rather just go with someone who has been engaging, who needs what I'm talking about, doesn't like just feel like they already have it. And
Yeah.
and like, so I'm really sticking to the like the growing the like, know, and trust. Like that's what you've been talking about, Amanda, in the programs, is like in the modules, is like you you just start doing it, and then getting into, well, if you want more, then this is what it's going to cost. Like you have to invest to get this return.
How
Mhm.
fast do you want
Mhm.
to get there? How fast do you want to get there?
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you, ladies, so much. This gave me so much clarity, and I'm like, I've been needing this clarity for like the past week.
Took me years.
Oh yeah, it's always a work in
Yeah,
progress. If we
it
did a
takes.
call, I don't know, I could put something on the calendar for you guys. Would y'all want to do a call like you were talking about on Mondays where you guys are able to talk like without me? It's like when your boss isn't there, you can actually say what you're talking about. Or if you want me there, I'll try to be there. But would that be helpful? Do you guys feel like you need more?
I
I
think
mean,
it would be helpful to run through like a session or two, like a coaching session, just to see like, does this make sense? Are you understanding what I'm trying to convey? Is there something that I'm not seeing or missing, or is it total trash? Do I need to start over? Like, because it's
Yeah,
good to get that feedback in real time,
yeah.
mhm.
um, just to make sure that it makes sense to
Lisa, do you want to do that with the
the
man?
market.
I would love to. There, you said something in the module about like doing coaching sessions with each other in the community, for testimonials to get social
Hmm.
proof up,
Oh
and
yeah.
that would be really helpful. And like, I'm also wondering if it would be a good business decision to do that with my audience, like that 40 people that are just like, their friends, their family. I mean, literally their friends and family.
Hmm.
And I'm not there yet to sell to them.
They're
Like,
not going to
so,
give you great feedback. They're not going to give you
uh,
the best. If you want to just practice your own skills, I think that could be great. Like it never hurts. But yeah, it's hard to do with friends and family. If you want to, like, there's no
okay,
can't. I just think it would be better if it was not them.
peers.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm getting that feel for it, and I really don't want to burn myself out
I'll do
with
that
like,
sometimes with my mom, and some of the feedback she'll give me is good, or like if when we're practicing, and sometimes it's like stuff that it plants this seed in your head that might not necessarily be relevant to your target people, anyways.
yeah, yeah. That's the other thing I didn't think about. Like, they aren't really my target audience right now, because they kind of are. It's just that we have this relationship. So it's not like, I guess they are, except for the want and the cost part.
You don't know that, Melissa. You don't know that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
Those
know
are the
that.
best people because they already trust you. And as far as like free sessions with them, I'm not a huge fan. As far as those being
Okay.
your best first clients, I totally disagree that those would be it's so scary, I know, to sell to your friends and family. Don't think about it as sales, think about it as being of service. You're not here to sell them anything, but like if there is a need, those are the people that are going to be the most likely to buy because you already have street cred.
Okay.
They already
That's
trust.
helpful to hear.
I
Yeah.
know it's scary, but so is everything else. Okay, so
And
Amanda and Melissa, Amanda, you and I will meet next week, but Amanda, Melissa, I would like you guys to get together and do a practice session on each other for a testimonial. You guys know how to DM each other in school?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
yes.
Tina and Lindsay, do you guys want to do that or would that be helpful?
Oh,
Like a
can you hear
practice
me? Oh,
session with each other for testimonials, or do you need that?
I'm not interested in doing that
Okay, that's
right
fine.
now.
You don't have to.
yeah.
No.
I have I have like 5 testimonials right now. So I mean, I think
You
I'm
guys are good.
okay testimonial wise.
You guys are good. Okay, well, I will let you guys go. And we'll do this again in 2 weeks. Again, use the community if you get stuck, if you have questions, if there's anything at all you need help with, I am here for you all the time. Really.
Awesome.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Nice meeting
Thank
you.
you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.